As you know, the baby boomers are looking for more and more opportunities to expand their work years into their retirement. And if you're somebody that likes to travel, like I do, there's lots and lots of opportunities out there for you. I found them when I was in my RV traveling solo across the country. I found some jobs for that, but I also found jobs for now when I don't have my RV at the moment. I'm looking for a new one, but there's some other opportunities for traveling for seasonal jobs and getting paid for the work as well as having your housing paid for. So let's go through some of the benefits of this kind of work. One of them is if you're looking for additional income, you don't have to look for a 9-to-5 job, or you don't have to be tied to a certain schedule. Now, you will have to be tied to the certain schedule when you get the job where you're going in some cases, but that's really up to you to find the job that works the best for you. Another benefit of seasonal work is not being tied to a location. If I want to go to Phoenix and work the spring training season for the month of March and get out of the snow here, I can do that. And I don't have to be limited to where I want to go or where the jobs are. They're all across the country, actually all across the world. Another benefit of seasonal travel is that you get to meet like-minded people and build a community on the road. This was one of the best things for me, being in a work camper situation where I lived in a variety of locations. I was able to develop friendships with people not only from that location, but other people that came to that location to work just like I did. Now, most of these positions are paid, but there are a few volunteer positions too, if you're looking for that. I didn't include any resources for that. We're all about the money today. You may look at some of these job opportunities and wonder if you have a chance of being hired over 50, because as we've talked about before, ageism is alive and well in the workplace. We don't talk about it, but it's real. But in the cases of these seasonal positions, these employers recognize the value of the over 50 crowd. They know they come with a lot of experience. They come with a lot of life skills. They come with a lot of people skills. They have flexible availability. They're willing to do different jobs and have job availability as well. And most likely, they love the location where they're looking for the job. So the employers recognize that and know that that will be a good sticking point for them. So how do you get started with this if you don't have an RV? Now I'm going to talk about if you have an RV and if you don't have an RV, because I've had an RV, I don't have one now. I'm getting ready to get another one, but there are some opportunities out there that I'm looking at that I don't need an RV for. So let's talk about how to get started finding your perfect seasonal job. The first thing you want to do is select the locations that you're interested in. Now, I didn't limit this when I first started looking at all these positions because there's so much. It was just like being a kid in a candy store. So you want to just narrow it down. Like, you're not going to see me in Tennessee anytime soon. It's too humid, too buggy, and too many snakes for me. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's my perception. So limit it to where you want to go. Maybe I want to go to Alaska, but it's probably 5th or 6th on my list. You want to think about what your deal breakers are, and you might not know that at the start. Those deal breakers will probably come up as you look through the individual jobs and determine what's right for you and what's not. So you'll be reviewing the websites, you'll be looking at the positions because every position is different. So you'll determine your deal breakers, which will probably eliminate some of the website. The drawback with the websites is most of them do have a subscription or a one-time fee for you to access these jobs. It's fairly minimal, and if you find something on these websites, you're going to be coming back to it over and over and over again. My favorite website that we're going to talk about in a little bit is one that is like a magazine to me. I have gotten it for years and years and years, knowing that I would use it from time to time, but still just looking at what opportunities are available that I haven't thought about that I might want to do in the future. So you want to consider what seasons you want to work, how much you want to work, if you want to be a full-timer or a part-timer. And if you're not really sure about where you want to be and make that commitment for a full season, a lot of times on the shoulder seasons coming into the season or going out of the season, the employer will send out another job opportunity email or put it on their website, because those are times when people are transitioning from their seasons. Maybe there's a lot of college help that is leaving or coming. So there's some flexibility and you can pick up a shoulder season pretty easily and try it out. Today we're talking about jobs that have housing. So there's two kinds we'll talk about. One, the RVers, and the other one is the non-RVers. So there are opportunities to travel and have your housing paid in these seasonal positions without having an RV. Now, naturally, if you have your RV, you know the housing conditions already. You're going to be in a park with other campers who also know what it's like to be in an RV, have their own RV, and are familiar with living in a park. Other positions that do not require an RV and offer housing will offer a variety of housing. Sometimes there will be dorms where you're sharing a room with other people. Sometimes, often more now than pre-COVID, there will be private rooms available. If you have management positions, you might have a private room, or you might have a cabin or a small apartment to yourself. Management positions really score in these situations. And there are some situations where they're asking for a couple, so you might have accommodations for a couple, and a pet can be negotiated. Keep in mind, a lot of these opportunities are in remote locations, so there aren't a lot of options, and that might be why they're offering the housing. Oftentimes they have a cafeteria, a rec room, a place for people to socialize and gather, maybe have a barbecue, maybe some horseshoe pits, some other outdoor entertainment, volleyball or baseball field. Every position has a different set of amenities that come with it. So we're going to go through the RV websites first and then move into just the housing opportunity websites for seasonal jobs. Okay, so let's get into our website. So the first one is workcamping.com. RVers that live in RVs or some kind of mobile home are called work campers. That's where the term comes from. And this is a free site, and you will see that up here they have help wanted ads, work wanted ads, and reviews. So lots of ways to do this. We can click on help wanted, and down here we have filters, sort ad by newest. You have an option for a variety of positions, and then you have full hookup, salary only. So you may be coming there and living with somebody else or sharing an RV with somebody and only need a salary, or show all. And then once you filter, then you can see down here there's a variety of options with very detailed information about each work camping position. The next work camping site is Work Camper News, and this is a super great site. It gives you lots of information. Anybody who is really wanting to get into this or just doing it for a season that wants all the information, they can look here and find it. They have books, they have testimonials, they have a variety of positions. You can see find a job, post a job. They're the number one resource. And then if you scroll back up and go to employing. You can't actually see the individual ads. You have to pay the subscription fee for that. They're anywhere from $20 to $69 annually. But if you go down here, you can see featured employers. And on their featured employers, it gives you a good idea of the variety of options you have with work camping. Everything from resorts to tax services. This is visitor centers, sales outlets, and education facilities in North Carolina, Georgia, and Kentucky. Very specific. Express employment personnel, you've probably seen them in your neighborhood. They're all over, and those agencies can offer some options for seasonal work as well. So if you scroll down through, you can see that there's lots of options, and these are just their basic, standard, all the time employers. There's lots of other options. The nice thing about this page is that you can actually submit a resume. You can post your resume there, and then specific employers will reach out to you directly based on your personal information and your work experience. I knew one couple that traveled around the country and measured drilling rigs, drilling rig platforms, and made sure that they were in compliance. There's so many varieties of positions available. You really have to look into it and see what fits what you are. The next site is Escapees RV Club, a total support network for all RVers. This one seems to be more slanted towards couples. It is quite common for couples rather than singles. There's a lot of singles traveling in RVs too, but this one has the same thing that the last Work Camper website had. They have a lot of information. This is a very well-known club in the RV space, and as you can see, the first one being coolworks.com. This is a pretty cool site. It has a variety of locations that are more nature-based. You can see find a job here. You can select any kind of filter. Here's the job map. It gives you an idea what your options are. Oh, look at that one. So you can select your options. Also, you have filters here. Help me find housing. If it doesn't come with housing and you're interested in it, find my own housing, employer housing. So if we just click on that and search, that'll pull up everything with employer housing. A great site for a variety of locations where you can really get out and be with nature. The next site is ranchwork.com. This is a new one for me, but when I looked at it, I thought, oh, well, there's a pretty good option and selection here. So any kind of ranch work or lodges, remote lodges. And as you can see, it's not just someone to herd cows that they're looking for. You can see there's lots of options. A barn hand, animal sanctuary, intern, wait staff, housekeeping, hunting ranch. You really have a lot of variety here. This site requires a one-time fee to join, $79 to $139 depending on the features. That's pretty pricey, but it is only one time, and if you're interested in that kind of work, it might be a good value if you keep coming back to it. The next site is workingcouples.com. So obviously more oriented towards working couples instead of singles. But if you scroll down, you can see here's a variety of jobs, positions, everything. Here's ministry couples, other miscellaneous jobs, teaching couples, volunteering couples, where they are. So you can browse by location. resumes. This is a column will be for anybody posting their resume on this site to go out and reach directly to the employers. The next site is trustedhousesitters.com. This is pretty cool because you can go almost anywhere in the world and take care of a couple of cats or a couple of dogs, or maybe a farm with some chickens and some goats. There's so many options for house sitting. It might just be a house, but I have found a lot of these are for animals as well. So let's just scroll down here. You can see here's find your next pet sitting adventure, everywhere from Berlin to Los Angeles on the first line. So this looks more like an Airbnb. But if you want to go somewhere for Christmas, North Vancouver, the beach, you really have a lot of options. And you can see that it is a worldwide site. So the map gives you a little idea of how many positions and where they are. So pretty cool. Looks like there's 29 positions in Hawaii, and the snow is coming here, so maybe take a look. Look at this place. A large, beautiful country home in Lewes, United Kingdom, and they're looking for 4 days. They have 2 dogs and some sheep. It is a farm. Jet set to Scotland to care for a dog for 10 days. Not a bad deal, especially if you have a credit card with miles. I'll share information about credit card with airline miles in another video. Local attractions are also here. The duration, you have lots of filters to use on this site too. The next site, and my most favorite site, I just love this site. I've gotten this Caretaker Gazette for many years. I still get it because I'm always looking to see if they have house sitting, they have dog sitting, they have caretaking, they have farm taking, they have harvesting. There's a harvest season in New Zealand for apples. You can go down there and live on a farm and pick apples the whole season. Stay out of the winter here and enjoy the beautiful scenery there. So there are lots and lots of options. A subscription used to be about $40 for a year. Oh no, I'm sorry, $40 for 2 years. I'm not sure if that's the same. Sorry, I didn't pull that up, but you can see some samples here as well. Here you have all the listing, and this is a sample page, so this gives you an idea of what's here. It's alphabetical by where it is, and you can look through and see that all of them are very different positions, but it's super cool. I get it for 2 years at a time. And that way you can look and see and plan. If you have any of those places, maybe you want to go to Spain next year. And you can start looking now to see, okay, when do they advertise for Spain? Because usually Spain, I see a lot of farm sitting or summer positions. So you might want to start looking now for the summer, or maybe you want to look at the end of next summer for the following summer and work it into your travel planning. Super great resource. Most of these do come with some kind of housing included. And I've seen them up to an estate manager where you get your own house and you're paid 6 figures and you're responsible for managing the home of somebody that is not there all the time but expects the house to be in working order when they get there. And finally, I just pulled up one other site, Flex Jobs. Flex Jobs has a lot of different jobs, flexible jobs, obviously, not necessarily seasonal. A great gig place for anybody, whether you're traveling or not. This can give you some ideas of what kind of jobs are out there and maybe something that you could pick up now before you start traveling or looking at positions with housing. So those are the resources that I use for when I'm looking for seasonal jobs with housing and seasonal jobs with RV hookups. These were great resources for me while I was on the road in my midlife retirement and now that I'm home in my real retirement. I still want to travel. I still am looking for an RV to get back on the road on a part-time basis, so I will continue to use these sites. Let me know if they work for you, if you have any questions. I hope you found value in this information. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.